Hello everyone, it's me Jaylin, and I just thought that I would like to share a personal kind of story that I have with everybody. If you have never seen any of my videos before, then I would just like to say hi because I know a lot of people that might not watch my videos on a daily basis, or not on a daily basis, but like on a regular basis, might watch this video. So yeah, what's up? I'm Jaylin. Um, anyway, this is um, pretty much my story about um, my bullying um, and my depression and a lot of other stuff that I have dealt with and gone through of that aspect. To begin with, when I was in elementary school, I would say maybe around like first grade, I was pretty young. Um, they would always tease me. They would always, you know, pick on me. Like, they're little they're little sixth graders. They're like little first graders. I was a first grader too, so I don't really know what to say, but it never really bothered me. Like, I would wonder, like, what it was about me, like, everyone else is fitting in, and, you know, like, why? Like, what is so wrong about me? And up until the time I was 8 in third grade, I went to a Catholic school, and that was like all at the private school and everything. But an issue happened unrelated to the bullying that my mom decided to put me in public school. And even there, the bullying still occurred a lot. Like, it happened a lot in like the fourth and the fifth grade. But I don't want to say it was traumatic because I was still a very, very, very happy girl. Um, Sixth grade, the beginning of middle school, was when it got bad because I was this little 11-year-old who was always so happy. And I'll admit, I was pretty childish for an 11-year-old. I mean, 11-year-olds, they are still pretty young, and I consider them to be like a little kid in my eyes. I'm sorry if there's any 11-year-olds out there. It was just, I don't really know how to describe it. Like, every day, I felt as if they were finding something different to laugh about me. And yeah, I mean, I was a little out there, and I was very outgoing at that time. I mean, I had never ever been shy before in my life, so I was outgoing, and I didn't know, like I said before, like I didn't know like what it was about me, or like what it was. And I had these friends back then, and we were pretty close friends. Um, I don't know if would have gotten through the bullying as strongly as I did without them. Um, the ironic part of it is that these people are no longer my friends anymore. So, but that's a completely different other story. I'm not even going to get into. I'm gonna say that sixth and seventh grade were the worst. They really were. Um, if you've been bullied before, you know how it is. And when I was in seventh grade, I was 12. And when I was 12, that was the first time I had attempted suicide. It's gonna sound stupid to some people, probably, but I tried to drown myself. I literally, um, there was a lot of other stuff going on, like aside from the bullying at school and everything, and I just felt like so hopeless and so alone and everything, and I felt as if there was no way out, and I thought that that would be the answer to it all. Um, I didn't get caught or anything. I chickened out. I wanted to be able to breathe, so I just came up from under the water, even though it sounds stupid, but I was 12. I'm 16 now. In eighth grade was actually good. There was very little bullying for me. I had this friend Caitlin, and we met October of eighth grade year, and it was really good. Like eighth grade was the shit. Excuse my language. But eighth grade was one of my most fun and my most memorable years. Um, I really started battling like with the depression like when I was like around 14, and I'm gonna get to that in a minute. Because even though I had first attempted suicide when I was 12, like I don't know, like I was still somehow strong enough and like does that make sense to you guys? I don't really know how to word this. And when I was 13 and when I was 14, I was so incredibly happy. It's not even funny. Um, But I started receiving like a lot of bullying online, and ninth grade I was bullied a little bit. Like it wasn't that bad. Like I was scared because I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be a freshman in high school. Like they're going to like chew me up like a piece of toast. Like that's what I thought, but I was completely wrong. Bullying really isn't a big thing at the school where I currently go, which obviously is a great thing. But I still received a lot of it online, um, and it hurt because at school, you know, you go to school and you can focus on your work and you can focus on whatever else, and then you can go home and it's all done. But when you're receiving it through like your cell phone and through like the internet and everything, like it's more real and like I don't know. In my opinion, in my opinion, I feel as if cyberbullying is a lot worse than regular bullying at school. And I didn't tell anyone. When I was 14, this is when it started, and I didn't tell anyone. I tried to laugh it off and act like nothing was ever happening. Um, but that was not a very good idea on my part because that this started happening around June, and my birthday's in July. So when I turned 15, you know, I was excited. Yeah, a year older. I had my birthday. Awesome. Um, but August of 2011, towards the end of August, was actually the first time I had self harmed, and it helped. It really did. Now, I'm in no way encouraging it because I am completely against it. I want to help raise awareness for it and help other self harmers out there because I know how terrible it is. Um, but it helped because I remembered before I actually cut, like about a minute or two before it, I was just so sad, and I still couldn't understand like what it was about me and why everybody hated me so much. And I'm like, well, I heard of other people doing this. You know, this is a way out. This is gonna solve everything. Well, I couldn't have been more wrong. So if you're out there going through a hard time, bullying or suicidal thoughts or whatever, believe me, if you haven't already made the first cut, I beg you not to because it will be like one of the biggest regrets in your entire life. Because once you start, it is very, very hard to stop. So I was only 15 for about a month before I actually had done it. And school started again, obviously. We're getting into September, so this was around my 10th grade year. And I was still battling it, and I was still really hurt. And by this point, I was mad at myself because I looked at myself as I was very, very weak, and I looked at myself as if, like, I didn't matter. Like, I felt like no one really cared about me. And I just stayed to myself. I really did. Like, I barely talked to anybody except for my friends who I was friends with previously before all this had started. And I don't know. It's just like I was afraid of other people in a way. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I was like afraid of other people. And I don't know. But to make a long story short, also in my 10th grade year, September 23rd, 2011 was when I met my current boyfriend of over a year right now, Matt, and we had been going pretty strong, and about a month after we started dating, um, I had complete trust in him, which is unusual for me. I really don't trust people that easily. And I had complete trust in him, and I knew that if I wanted to make this relationship work, and I knew that if I wanted to, um, have something, real and something true with him, I had to tell him about the self-harm and, like, the depression and everything. But, so I did, and I was really afraid that he was going to break up with me because I was thinking, like, who would want to be with someone like this? But he didn't, and through it all, he's been very, very supportive of me. Um, he's just amazing. But that, as I have said about some other things in this video, that's a completely different other story. I'm on my way to recovery. I have not gotten professional help, but I just wanted to make this video to share my story with you guys, and I also wanted to make this video for anybody else out there who is going through the same stuff I was going through, or stuff very similar. I just want you to know that it does get better. The cyberbullying has almost completely stopped. Almost. It hasn't completely, but it's livable, and I can deal with like the way I cope with it, and it really doesn't bring me down anymore. I want you to know that suicide's not the answer. Okay, I mean, that might sound hypocritical from someone who has dealt with those thoughts in a while and a couple times. And I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. My point is that it does get better. I promise you. You probably hear that all the time. But it really does. I promise you. It gets better. And I'm not saying when, I'm not saying how, but it will. I promise you. So, just hold on to hope, and if anybody ever at all needs to talk, I'm always here. I have my Facebook link down below, or you can message me here on YouTube if that's what you prefer. Whatever you prefer. I'm always here to talk, and always here to lend a helping hand, because I just love being helpful and supportive of others. So I guess that's about it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this wasn't too boring and too drawn out for some of you guys. And until next time, I will see you guys very soon. Bye everybody, much love.